off we go. And
awesome.
Right now we're cruising at about 48 meters high, but we're gonna climb up a little bit. 70 meters is pretty chill. And we're gonna wait. Now, right about now is when it's really hard to see with your eyes. That's why the video is good. So that, we can see it's looking right over there. It's fighting a little bit of a crosswind.
Yeah.
But let's go navigate onto the island here, because that's my goal. There we go. There's the island. Now, the cool thing is I have control of this camera, so I can make it pan up, I can make it pan down.
Oh, nice.
Now, and the drone's just in flight right now. And we can see my signal is I'm pretty much right in line with where the drone signal needs it to be. That's what this radar is.
Yeah.
And let's put my wife away here. And I have 64% on the controller, 91% on the drone. And then my phone is slowly dying, but the controller recharges the phone.
Oh, nice.
So it helps. And then we're gonna boost out a little bit here because I really want to try to make it to that island. So I'm gonna throw it in high gear. Now we're going it'll go up to about 50 miles per hour.
That's crazy.
Now it is fighting a crosswind, obviously. We're hitting about 21.922 meters a second, which my math is shaky. I can do the altitude, but now it may drop out a signal, and if it does, I can tell it to return home, or after a certain amount of time, it'll just automatically return home.
Okay.
So we're trying to make some progress. Come on. That looks like the closest part of the island, so let's go towards that. Is that a lighthouse? Look at that. See, and that's the funnest thing about this. You see things, then you're like, oh, let's go check that out. So let's check it out. And then I can also change the exposure on the fly, or I should be able to. I can't tell how much it's doing. So there's the lighthouse. I forget if I have to do any focusing as well, but there's the lighthouse. I'm trying to... it's going. It's coming back to us. So it lost enough signal somewhere that it wanted to come back.
That's awesome.
But that's the cool thing. So it's returning right now. And I could go out to that point. I could figure out some other stuff to get some better distance out of it.
Yeah.
We have odd objects that it doesn't look like a big deal on the horizon right there.
No, but it definitely is.
But because the signal, it just expands as far as each of these objects it's in the way.
Yeah, because I've been looking for something to get a little bit more flight time and
what do you have right now?
Like a Phantom.
Have you tried the Mavic?
No, not yet.
I can show you mine. It's in the car.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But spread the word about AMRAS because I really want to make a difference, and it's ridiculous. I'll just do some flying around here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I can do a waypoint mission to that. The nice thing with the waypoint mission is I can watch while it does it and keep good line of sight. But if it's not within signal range, eventually the video will drop out. It'll continue on the mission. It's supposed to. The thing that freaked me out about what happened with this last mission is that I had to abort the mission because of an unforeseen circumstance. And so then it was like, well, I don't know what it's going to do. I told it to come home, but I couldn't tell. I dropped a video feed at a certain point. I couldn't tell. So it's on its way back. I'm speeding it along, so we're really chewing through battery, I'm sure. Yeah, and that's really cool because we can see the boat right there. So we know approximately kind of where it's at.
Oh man, that gets impressive range because
it's pretty amazing range.
Always trying to push it, but you still only have a certain amount of flight time and before you have to turn around.
Well, and that's the thing with the Mavic. That's why I have both for AMRAS. The Mavic allows me to do pinpoint procedures launched from practically anywhere. Now I can launch this from anywhere, but I have to find a place to land.
Oh, okay. Doesn't have a good little bit of distance?
Yeah, it's a fixed wing. So it's good here because I can kind of come low and land anywhere in this field.
Yeah.
But when you think of even small fields, you go, oh, that looks like it probably has a good place to land. But it doesn't really because your glide path takes you by trees and all sorts of other things. I actually landed, the breakers?
Yeah.
That park. My wife wanted to fly. It's right by my house. I was like, okay, I can take off from there. And I thought I could land, and I was like, okay. And then came time to land. I'm planning out my glide slope. Okay, this could work. But every time I went to do it, I couldn't get low enough to complete the gradual landing I needed for the end.
Yeah, because you had to come in too hard and then take it
Yeah,
easy.
because I had to dive down because there's so much surrounding us. There it is. So it's back.
Wow.
I'll put it into a loiter loop here. And so right now, because I told it to loiter, it's just gonna do circles.
That's awesome.
And then here's the cool
Very
other cool part.
bird-like.
I can tell it to look down.
Oh, wow.
And I can almost tell it to look straight down. Pretty dang close. I mean, that's pretty good down. That's enough to make you dizzy, you know?
And you don't even have anything in the way either. That's what's the best part of it.
Yep. It's pretty beautiful. Now, it's footage. It's not 4K, so it's not going to give you what the Mavic's going to give you. But let's see here. Head up the coast over here. Well, actually, I can land it and show you the Mavic if you want. I just wanted to make sure everything was good. This one's really fun because I can get the telemetry off of this, and I'll give you my business card, which is for the. I still have a day job, obviously, which I plan on having for a long time. But my AMRAS cards are all out, so I'll give you one of those.
Yeah.
YouTube, if you go to YouTube and just do youtube.com/my last name, that's all my videos.
Okay. Awesome.
And you'll see a couple. As soon as I get this edited and whatnot, you'll see this video. And there's telemetry. So on the video, I'm able to put how fast it's going, its altitude,
Oh, really?
its angular velocities and stuff. And it looks really, really fun. It's a fun, interesting way for people to see and experience the flight a little bit more, since they weren't actually there. And I'm just heading up the coast here to see what it's like over here. I did this with the Mavic yesterday, and if I'm ever moving the controller out of your view, it's not you, it's that I'm trying to make sure that I keep the radar
the signal, yeah.
exactly where it needs to be. So it's a beautiful coastline shot here. And this could fly forever, so I'm just going to bring it back home by telling it to come home.
Oh, that's really cool.
Oh no, now you're
How does that work?
What do I want?
Does it work well with landing? Can it come up with a good landing route?
Here's the cool thing. It can't plan the landing. Okay. You need to plan the landing. And if you're controlling like this is the landing button.
Okay.
So you get it into position, then you tell it, hey, I'm going to land. But when you do the waypoints, you tell it how to land.
Okay.
So there's two types of landings that I can think of off the top of my head, circular and linear. The linear one is exactly how it sounds, straight line. You want about 80 meters or so of clear area. You need to understand your glide scope. Then the biggest, the hardest one to use, but it's pretty cool, so there's a circular landing one as well.
So it's just dropping slowly.
So it'll drop, yeah. But you need a huge area.
Yeah,
so I don't know of anyone, I'm not sure if there's anyone on YouTube that's done it well. Well, let's do some diving, let's have some fun.
Awesome.
And it's relatively quiet when you think about it. It's just cruising right now. This bird actually controls its own throttle.
I feel like sometimes the seagulls are like, wait, are you my friend? No, you're not.
Right?
Maybe I'll follow you. Maybe I won't.
Right? Well, sometimes I feel like maybe it's just me being paranoid, but sometimes I feel like they're territorial.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they're like, hey, what are you doing in my sky? And I'm like, no, I'm just flying here. What are you, chill out. Let's see if it can do a landing. Come lower.
Does this have any,
oh, what, actually?
obstacles? Can it avoid? Like automatic, avoidance?
No.
Okay.
Now that's something it doesn't do. I can't see because it's in the sun. It went up to its loiter altitude. It's just going to loiter. Oh. There it is. Let's bring it back in. I'm going to I forget. I changed the minimum altitude to not so low when I lost signal and all that jazz because I wasn't sure what it was going to do. So it makes it a little bit harder for the automatic landing. Alright, it should automatically land and we should have plenty of room. But I may get unlucky and it'll hit the one thing.
Oh, perfect. It got close.
Right? Right. Man, it's muddy out today. we'll pack it up and we'll just do the other one for my car because it's super easy. Yeah, no problem. As long as you guys aren't in a hurry, then I'm good. I'm just relaxing today. For me, it's a twofer.
I would love to extend like a little bit more range.
Yep. Well, and that's the amazing thing. And this will do, that streaming we're watching is either 1080p or 720, depending on the distance and the bandwidth, interference, a bunch of stuff. Same for the Mavic. It'll stream. The Mavic streaming is a little bit better, but the other cool thing with the Mavic is that it has that control where you can stop, you can orbit points, you can 3D map with it, which I'm working on a way to 3D map with this well, but I have to kind of talk with a couple developers and work on it, whereas the Mavic's are already 3D mapping like a boss. So, I got so lucky. Alright. You can tell I like to be prepared.
So this is pretty easy to repair.
Yep, it's all foam. So you can buy replacement foam, wings, basement bodies. You have to remove this stuff. That's the only thing that takes any sort of expertise. But it's really not rocket science.
They're like starting with like Phantoms. They're trying to build everything kind of in one, and then make it a bit harder.
A quadcopter's a lot harder in that respect for most aspects of that sort of stuff because you have so many components in a quadcopter that are prefab.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, this is foam, but it's foam. Yeah. So it's like, you can take this, you can glue it, depending on how much you trust whatever it is that you fixed it with, you're good. Quadcopter is not kind of the same. You can 3D print some stuff for a quadcopter, but you know, when it's all said and done, it's like, how much do you trust whatever part you put on it? And if
you're making like a housing, like all one piece of like, like gimbal starts to go, or you crash it or something, you're replacing it.
But with DJI, did you get the repair service, the refresh?
No.
With the Mavic, you can buy. I'm pretty sure they have it for the Phantom as well, but some people don't know about it. You can buy a service. You crash it, you do whatever to it. So when you buy the drone and you buy the service, it's $150-ish.
Yeah.
Then when you have a claim, it's another $150. Fair enough, right?
Yeah.
They will fix it for you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. Including, the main thing is you have to be able to get the drone back then. That's what they care about.
Lost doesn't work.
Lost does not work. They won't be like, oh, you lost your drone, here's another one. Nope.
I don't know why they wouldn't do that.
I know, it's like they think we're inherently thieves.
No,
we would never do that, right? No. So, but yeah, that's their main little caveat. They're even relatively good about water. I forget what their whole thing is, but they have a little bit of a leeway, which, most electronic stuff, it's like, if you dunked it in water, we don't care what you paid for. But yeah, they're relatively easygoing about water. Now, my Mavic, I'm not flying it over the water right now because you never know what's going to happen. And I'd hate to get it halfway out there, and I have to retrieve it if something goes wrong. So, but I do have a flotation kit that I'm trying to... There's two things I'm trying to do for AMRAS right now. One, I'm trying to equip these so that they can stay up in the air and I can start reaching out to the different communities and doing the correct legwork as far as the infrastructure of helping out during an Amber Alert, during missing person, and what have you. Yeah. The other thing is I need to splash the name. People need to understand what AMRAS is. You've never heard of it up till now, I'm guessing, right? So I can't afford it because I put my money into this and the other drone for the organization, but I'm hoping to get sponsored to have a racing drone that I can race at events under the AMRAS name. Oh, cool. And then it'd be like, oh, I know that guy. They race for the organization AMRAS. And then maybe people will start talking a little bit more as well. Interesting. So that's one of those things. You have to always be working ahead. Come back to my car.